After the test shoot, things kind of went a little bit quiet for a while.
With anything you do, you do it and you forget about it, and you let it go, and if anything comes out of it, then that's great. And it did, which is fantastic.
The test shoot was based on kind of a loose script, and there were certain scenes that were kind of written and dialogue and stuff like that. A lot of it was then stuff happens and other stuff happens, and then there was another scene. So it was really time for Kate to start looking at, what kind of film is this going to be? Is it going to be a short film, a feature? What is it? And at that point, I remember that was kind of the start of the next step, really, in my involvement in the whole project.
We were scripting, and I got an American writer on board, Alex, and we went back and forth and scripted it, and Christopher Dane helped out with some scripting ideas.
I kind of got a little bit carried away and wrote a version of the film. That started a bit of a dialogue between Kate and me about the script and about the development, and especially about the character and how that could happen. And that has sort of carried on throughout the filming, really. After the main script was written, there's obviously a few scenes that later on we realised wasn't working that well in the whole sequence of events, and therefore you have to go in, have another look at it, maybe come up with other ideas and stuff like that. So I've been involved in a little bit of the writing of the script as well, which I'm quite happy about and quite proud of.
We spent most of 2007 just going through the script.
In February 2008, we met at Frame Store in London, and we had our first reading of the script that would be the script that we filmed.
Born of Hope by Alex K. Aldrich, 19th of February 2008. Fade in, exterior village night, inky blackness, the thud of iron-shod feet, a horrified scream, the glint and flash of cold steel.
I remember struggling through all this pronunciation which I hadn't researched or been tutored on, and there was name after name, and I felt like such an idiot at the end because I'd just been picking through my lines.
In days long lost in the depths of time, when Iluvatar rose in wrath, and the great wave overtook Nomeno, the 9 ships of the faithful fled to the shores of Middle-earth.
I don't think I did it justice. People said afterwards, there might be a little too much voiceover, because I think it felt like there wasn't a huge amount of action at that point. It's only when you realise that on the page it says they fight, and then from that comes this amazing sequence. And that only came much later when we started fight training, and you realise how much you can get out of that.
Guttural war cries, some far, some nearer, break the forest's earthly silence. The father strains, pulling the cart faster. Hurry! Hurry! A black-shafted arrow whistles past the mother and buries itself into the wooden slat of the cart.
Dear higher!
A blood-chilling roar, and then a band of heavily armed, bloodthirsty orcs issues from trees bent on destruction. The father, Duriel, draws his sword.
Iforum! Gilrain!
Go, please. I will not lose you all this day.
The women do not obey. The daughter Gilrain unsheathes her knife. The mother, Ivoran, seizes her son's sword from the cart. The pair take up defensive postures with Dane.
We started to do some fight workshops. I got Ruth from Arciani involved at that time, and we got various sort of fight team guys interested. Also did some more casting because the script had changed and grown, and characters like Elgarain had developed, which was never going to be as big as it is. You'll see when you see the film that it's quite a key character, but that only came about because I was realising that I was doing so much on this project and I wasn't actually in it, and I wanted to be an actor, and that seemed really stupid to not actually be in a film that I enjoy and I want to be involved in those sort of films and not actually be involved in this one. It seemed like a complete waste of opportunity. So we started developing this character, which grew and became a really interesting subplot. And Dihaborn's character changed from being the brother of Gilrain to just another ranger, but then sort of works into a sort of big love triangle thing that goes on in the film. And cast the elves, which was some of the weirdest castings I've ever done. because the Kennard twins were so busy with other work, it actually took me quite a few years to get them involved. They were interested from the start, and then of course got paid work and were very busy with their schedule doing that. Matt was working almost all the time on a TV show called Doctors here in the UK, and I just couldn't get him locked down. I mean, actually, for his audition, he actually sent in a video audition.
Hey, hello, this is Matt Kennard's reading for Born of Hope. Our father and sister are well, my lord. 'Twas Alrond who sent us hither in haste.
Ada asalven mai hinin. Alrond hothalven menonsi.
And for Sam's audition was also the strangest audition. I hadn't found a place to do it, and it was all a bit rushed. So decided to meet him in a place called Bounds Green in London, which at the time didn't have even a cafe or a pub to like sit down in and do this sort of little script reading thing. And so we found a sort of kind of park bench, which turned out to be on private property of the Scouts, and we were thrown off. And ended up sitting in my car with me in the driver's seat, filming Sam in the passenger seat, trying to do this script while I'm reading, filming. It's the strangest audition I've ever done. I don't think Sam has probably ever done either. Elrond half-elven is wise, and sees much that is hidden or is yet to come to pass. I will consider his words, and take thought for my people.
Let your decision not long be delayed. With every hour that passes, peril draws nearer.
I had to go and have a live casting where they basically they take a complete cast of the whole of your head, really from the shoulders up. And so you have alginate put on your face, and then you're completely and utterly immersed in this sort of plaster cast, and you're in there for like 20-25 minutes. And it's strange. I mean, it's a really, really strange feeling because all of your senses are completely cut off. The only thing that's really you're able to do is breathe, thank God. And you you feel yourself start to panic, and you want to take it away from your face because it's completely unnatural. But after about 2 minutes, of being in this plaster cast, I sort of went into this zone, and it was like some really cool type of meditation, and I've sort of wanted to do it again since then. I mean, I remember talking to Josh, who was one of our orcs, who also had it done, and he sort of said the same thing, that once you get used to it and you sort of go into it, it's pretty cool because you can't interact with the rest of the world. You have no choice but to remain silent and be still and just relax yourself, because otherwise you'd go into a panic. But it's an interesting experience. Everyone should do it.
But it was nice seeing everybody again and really realising that it was going to happen. Because that, when you get in a room with people and you read the script, it's much more real for you than when kind of it's happening, but it's just something that's going to happen in a few months. But that was the gearing up of the first big thing.
I gave hope to the Dane. I have kept no hope for myself.
On the face of a peacefully sleeping Aragorn, we fade out.
Cool, right, we've made a movie, let's go home. All done from the rest of now.
Hell of a job now.
Yeah.